We reported this. We talked to multiple people at Kaiser about this, and nothing was done.
Now at 6, sex abuse allegations against a Clark County pediatrician continue to grow after more lawsuits were filed in connection to him. How Kaiser Permanente is responding to the allegations ahead.
And tomorrow is the start of a new month, which means a bunch of new laws are going into effect in Washington. The changes you and your wallet need to look out for later this hour.
And in a major move for Rip City, the Blazers have traded 2 players who the Blazers traded away, and what it means for the team's future coming up as your news at Sunrise starts right now. Good morning, and thank you for joining us on your Tuesday. I'm China Green.
And I'm Matthew Herchik. Glad to have you with us. We will get to your weather in just a minute, but first, want to get over to Chris, who is keeping his eye on a major traffic alert.
Yeah, guys, early this morning, it appears a serious crash occurring on Northeast Lombard has that shut down right now right around 72nd Avenue. So what you need to know, by the way, we don't have any specific information right now about the severity of the crash or injuries, but we do know that the road is shut down. It has been since about 3:30 this morning. This is a really busy stretch of roadway through Northeast Portland's Cully neighborhood. It carries about 33,000 cars and trucks a day. So as this moves on, significant traffic impact for sure. Northeast Columbia Boulevard is going to be your best traffic solution to get around this. We have a reporter headed to the scene, and as we mentioned, we're working to get more details. We will bring those to you just as soon as we have them. Back to your freeway drive. There's a quick look at the Banfield. Traffic zipping along just fine on that side of town. The drive out of Clark County, free and clear over the interstate bridge, so that looks good. And the Sylvan Hill Highway 26 getting a little bit busier, but so far, Rod, you can see the drive times are still in pretty good shape.
Yeah, I like that colored green there. Thank you, Chris, for that. Salem Sky Camera, like yesterday, solid marine deck of low clouds from the coast to the valley and then bumping up into the Cascades. We're at 56 degrees. It's an absolutely lovely morning out there temperature-wise, and just a light, gentle west breeze being reported. Portland, 57 out at the airport. And here is your Tuesday, a cloudy morning, a better than 50% shot of getting sun breaks this afternoon. That's what we would need to hit 70. Yesterday we stopped at 66. We'll see how it plays out, and that is your Tuesday.
Rod, thank you very much. Well, this morning we are still keeping a close eye on a wildfire that forced evacuations on the Washington side of the gorge. We are learning that fire is now 60% contained, according to the National Interagency Fire Center.
While evacuation levels have been downgraded near Lyle, investigators are now looking for evidence on how the wildfire started. Fire officials are asking anyone with pictures or videos showing the start of the fire, specifically taken between 1:40 and 1:55 p.m. on Sunday, to reach out. Investigators are also hoping to track down some hikers who may have been in the area around Riverview Drive before that time. Meanwhile, strong winds and dry conditions haven't made things easier for crews who already have to climb over high hills to fight the fire.
I know every inch of the mountains up there, and it's treacherous.
We heavily depend on our ground resources, our firefighters digging in the dirt. However, due to the steep terrain, we do depend heavily on helicopters as well as the scooper airplanes.
Wildfire so far has burned 233 acres and at its peak threatened 75 structures. Centerville Highway also reopened last night, according to officials. In Gresham, police are investigating a deadly shooting. One person was found dead following reports of a gunfire at an apartment complex on Southeast 185th near Yamhill. That was just before 4 yesterday morning. No word yet on any suspects or arrests. 5 additional lawsuits have been filed in connection to Dr. Michael Wilmington. That's the Clark County pediatrician accused of child sex abuse who took his own life last month.
Yeah, we do want to warn you that the details aren't appropriate for all viewers. Our Celine Stevens has the story.
We were completely blindsided when everything came out about him.
For some patients of Dr. Michael Wilmington, the growing sex abuse allegations and his suicide came as a shock.
But Dr. Wilmington was in my baby book since a newborn into adulthood. I even took my son to him.
One woman who wishes to remain anonymous, identified as Jane Doe 2, says he was her doctor for 20 years.
He gave me his personal cell phone number when I was no longer going to be his patient at one of my last appointments with him.
She says he also provided his email address to her when she was going through puberty to contact him with questions about her body.
So I could just go ahead and email him there because it would be faster than going through Kaiser's portal. And he did say, please feel free to send me photos. They will be safe.
She initially thought his actions were coming from a place of care, not realizing they were a part of a much larger pattern until now. Dr. Wilmington, a pediatrician, even performing her pap smear, which her attorney says should have never happened.
Most pap smears are done by gynecologists, obstetricians. They can be done by family practice doctors, right, who do kind of a wide variety of care in that way, but are rarely, if ever, done by a pediatrician.
Jane Doe 2 and her family never reported his actions, but another victim, identified as Jane Doe 5, did after an exam around 16 years ago.
He did do a very intense physical exam, and then he also suggested things, had words. He crossed the line on multiple different accounts.
She says he was her doctor at the Kaiser Permanente Salmon Creek Medical Office for a few years, but after that exam, she asked for a new doctor. When her mom contacted Kaiser,
they responded saying that he's such a great doctor. Why would you ever want to switch? We reported this. We talked to multiple people at Kaiser about this, and nothing was done. We got dismissed.
Kaiser providing a statement on Monday that reads in part that we are committed to fully understanding the facts. Caring for children is among the most profound responsibilities we hold, and it rests on trust. Continuing to say that they are committed to accountability and to acting on what we learn. Now, many victims are seeking justice.
So for me, justice would be Kaiser taking accountability for their part that they played in making it a scary place and trying to make it a safe one again.
Yeah, I want Kaiser to just be held accountable and to relook at their policies and procedures so that in the future this doesn't happen to anyone ever again.
That was Celine Stevens reporting. Some of these latest complaints to Kaiser came as recent as earlier this year. Kaiser says it has initiated an external investigation to understand all the facts and inform their practices moving forward. And they urge anyone affected by Wilmington to reach out to local law enforcement. And of course, if you or someone you know is a survivor of sexual assault, know that help is always available. You can call that number right there on your screen. That's 1-800-656-4673. That is to reach the National Sexual Assault Hotline that's available anytime, day or night.
Your time now is 6:07. A former Trailblazer has been indicted on sports gambling charges as part of a growing federal investigation. Prosecutors say years after leaving Rip City, Ed Davis joined a group that allegedly tried to influence the performance of his former Timberwolves teammate Malik Beasley. They claim Beasley had millions of dollars in gambling debt, including money he owed Davis, and promised bettors that he'd hit certain prop bets like grabbing at least 4 rebounds in a game. Court documents also allege that after another NBA player was charged in a game-fixing case in 2024, that Beasley and Davis deleted messages and left group chats. Beasley's attorney is urging people to withhold judgment until all the facts are known.
Meanwhile, the Blazers are trading 2 players to the Memphis Grizzlies in exchange for point guard Ja Morant. In return, the Blazers are sending Jeremy Grant and Chris Murray to Memphis. Ja Morant is a dynamic player who's played his entire 7-year career with the Grizzlies. He's a former Rookie of the Year and 2-time All-Star, a versatile scorer, and a great passer.
In a vacuum, adding Ja Morant to a roster that already has Damian Lillard and Drew Holiday, Shaedon Sharpe, Scoot Henderson, adding another guard is not something that you would think that this roster needs. So I think the conventional wisdom is that this move is a precursor to something bigger coming down the pipeline.
Morant has dealt with a number of injuries and off-court issues. He served 2 suspensions in 2023 for displaying a gun in an Instagram video and in a live stream. Well, we are taking a live look now from our Seaside Sky Cam. It's another gray, kind of cloudy morning out there on the coast. Rod is standing by with a look at our weather. You know, it hasn't felt a whole lot like summer, but dogs love the weather the last few days.
Yes.
Much longer walks.
You know, the normal high is now up to what, I think 78 degrees. And if you go back, 10 plus years, the normal high would only be probably about 76. So this is not unusual for us, but we've been seeing fewer and fewer of these cool stretches this time of the year as our overall summer pattern and the entire year, for that matter, continues to show warming. Hey, we've got 1, 2, 3 of them. The goats out from our Oregon Zoo live camera up in the West Hills. Going to be a comfortable day whether you're outside playing or recreating. Right now, 53 degrees. Cloud deck is solid from the coast through the valley and then out into the Cascades this morning. Here's a Salem tasting room out in Sherwood. You can see the low cloud deck, but again, really pleasant. 54 degrees, 55 Hillsboro, 56 out in Troutdale, and we've got 56 degrees down in our state capital this morning. Weather map, it is clear right now in Central Oregon. It'll be a beautiful sunny blue sky day here. Temperatures will be in the 70s from the Dalles down in the Bend. This shows 66 in Portland at 4 o'clock, but I think there's at least a better than 50-50 chance of opening up some sun breaks. Yesterday it was 66 with no sun. So if we were to get some sun today, we would be 67 to 70, somewhere in there. May not clear it all up along the north coast. It will become a partly cloudy day out across the east. Our 7 days still all dry and comfortable through Thursday. Friday we start to warm up, 78, still nice. Saturday, July 4th, sunshine, 83, very pleasant, warm summer day. And then we've got 80s, it looks like, into the first part of next week. All right, here is Chris McGinnis.
Rod, thank you. We've got a tragic update to that crash we've been following here this morning in Northeast Portland. Portland police now just confirming that this is a fatal crash investigation along Northeast Lombard. Northeast Lombard remains shut down between 72nd and Cully. Additionally, Portland police are saying that Northeast Killingsworth is also closed between Cully and Lombard. We've got a reporter headed to the scene. Again, we're working to get more details on this, but a very significant traffic impact as well. 33,000 cars and trucks use this stretch of Lombard every day. So Northeast Columbia Boulevard is going to be your traffic solution. Again, guys, we're working to get more details on this, and we will bring those to you just as soon as we have them.
Thank you, Chris.